I'm meteorologist Carly Gomez tracking a powerful storm system hitting California Friday night through Saturday. Now, the storm system is a low pressure system now joining forces with an atmospheric river bringing a lot of rain and snow to the Pacific Northwest and Northern California. Now, what we're going to expect to see here is that it's starting up really late Friday night, especially with that rain and that snow into about midnight for Saturday. What we can expect, though, already starting is strong wind gusts. They're continuing to blow through the valley out of the south, being pulled up by one low pressure system in the Pacific Northwest. The second low pressure right behind it will bring in even stronger wind gusts for our Saturday. So 35 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts are possible. We're looking at heavy rain Saturday, anywhere from a half inch to even an inch and a half of rainfall. And that's for the valley spots, mostly from Sacramento north and north of I-80. Could get as much even in the foothill spots as 2 to 2.5 inches of rainfall. So a lot of precipitation associated with this low pressure system, but mostly the atmospheric river is just bringing in a lot of moisture. Now that moisture turning into snowfall up high above 5,000 feet, anywhere from 1 to 3 feet is expected. Let's talk about our impacts here. We're going to see the strong wind gusts, and this is really what's going to be most impactful. Yes, we're used to getting rain and snow. We're used to the moisture and even heavy at times, but you accompany that with strong wind gusts, and that's really going to create a miserable mess on those roadways. I'm talking blowing rain. You're driving at points about 20, 25 miles per hour because you really can't see that much further in front of you, especially in the Sierra with the snowfall, creating blizzard-like conditions with how strong these gusts are expected to get. Now, your need is to be aware that you may see some power outages. We could see some tree damage, some limbs broken off onto power lines. So tonight, I want you to make sure Friday night and even throughout your Saturday when we get these wind events, charge your devices. Make sure that they are plugged in when you currently have electricity. If you're going to bed as well as usual, plugging that in. But you may wake up and not have power, so you want to make sure that you are constantly charging. This could happen at any moment throughout the night because winds are already picking up as of Friday evening. Now, a winter storm warning that is in effect until 10 p.m. on Saturday, so going throughout our Friday and then Saturday night. We do expect most of that to ease up by 10 p.m. Again, blowing snow is going to create low visibility and a lot of snow at a quick and really fast-paced amount of time. We could see as much as about 6 inches of snowfall within just half the day, and then another portion of a foot to foot and a half of snowfall within the next portion of the day. So these are really coming in waves. We're first getting that first wave very early morning. I'm talking Saturday morning into about 7 a.m. We get a small break, and then it pushes through again mid-morning to the early afternoon hours. Now, the heaviest snow is expected tonight, though. That'll continue through tonight into Saturday morning. Now, as we take a look at our wind advisory, though, this will be in effect until noon on Saturday. But here's what you need to know. It's not going to end at noon. We're not going to get all these winds stopping. We're actually just going to see the strongest wind gusts coming to an end at noon, but the gusts will still be anywhere from 25 to 35 miles per hour up until 3, maybe even as late as 4 p.m. That's from areas just north of Red Bluff all the way down to Modesto and then toward the west. A high wind warning is also in effect near the Bay Area. These are damaging winds. Again, they could cause down trees or limbs, and even those limbs could be on power lines, so outages also possible. Please just make sure you're securing any loose items, whether it's patio furniture you still have out or many people with those Christmas decorations. A lot of those are flying around, and as of really Friday night, we hope all of that is already secure because the winds are going to begin picking up even further as we get closer to 10 p.m. Okay, so let's time everything out for you and kind of look at exactly what's going on. The low pressure here in the Pacific Northwest is really tapping along that cold front into the atmospheric river. It's pulling in that moisture. So our winds, they're coming in out of the south, and that'll continue tonight. Then just behind it, there's this low pressure system. As this one moves to the north, this will kind of take its place, kind of tapping right back in to that atmospheric river and pulling in winds, except this time instead of from the south, it'll be more from the west southwest. So we'll start seeing a shift in the winds, but they'll still be very gusty as we start moving through your Saturday. Getting that closer look, you can see the rain bands here mostly being lifted again from the southwest to the northeast. We are dodging some of that rain from Sacramento south, but now areas of Yuba City north are starting to see a little bit of that rain already happening as of 7 p.m. Still more snow flurries in the Sierra. The wind factor here is really going to be what impacts your Saturday because we've already seen many Christmas parades, Santa parades, all of that being canceled because of the strong wind gusts. Now, here's where they kind of start picking up again as of 10 p.m. You're looking at 25 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts through the valley spots and along the coastline there. Even the Sierra seeing is up to upwards about 45 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Through the overnight early morning hours, we're going to continue with the strong winds, but here's where the shift starts happening mid-morning Saturday. We see the shift coming in from the coastline now instead of directly from the south, now coming from just an onshore flow and then moving its way north. So southwest to southerly winds move in from areas of Stockton up into the foothills. And that's where you're seeing even 45 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts expected. So still very strong, even as we get to the 12 o'clock hour when the wind advisory is expected to end. Now, again, we're still looking at strong wind gusts even though it ends. Moving into the afternoon hours, you're getting to 2:30. This is still strong. I mean, some areas maybe like Roseville, 13 mile per hour gusts, not a big deal, but everyone else will be feeling the winds. And this is a shift. Instead of coming from the south, your drive now, if it's north to south, will be affected by westerly winds. Whereas maybe earlier in the morning, you were dealing with winds from the south and your east-west drive was being affected. So again, you're going to see these shifts happening again throughout your Saturday. Finally, as we get to 8 p.m., 10 to 15 mile per hour wind gusts, things start slowing down into our evening hours. The rain even starts coming to an end for us as well, closer to about 4 p.m. for the valley, but still a little gusty up high in the Sierra. All right, let's talk about the atmospheric river because this is one of the big reasons we're getting a lot of rain in a short amount of time. You're seeing a long river. Yep, that atmospheric river in the sky is producing a lot of moisture for our low pressure systems to tap into. And as they pull that in and draw it inward, that's where we're seeing a lot of rain in a short amount of time for the valley. Again, as much as 1.5 inches of rain in a 24-hour period is possible for our valley spots. Upwards of 2 to 2.5 inches is possible further north of Sacramento as well. That rain will be snow in the high Sierra, and that's where we're going to get as much as 1 to 3 feet of snow again in a 24-hour period. This is a very short amount of time to be getting this much precipitation. There's that first system leaving. Now, as we move into Monday and Tuesday, we got another one, and then finally the next one we could get into is the following Saturday, December 21st. Happens to be the first day of winter as well. May see some showers back in the forecast. All right, let's take a look and time all of this out with our high-resolution Futurecast radar. We're pushing forward to midnight. You can see a lot of heavy rain pushing in with those orange and yellow bands there. But we also have the chance into your Saturday to start getting pockets of air, cooler air pushing through, which may give us some chances for thunderstorms. So I want you to know that we may get some lightning strikes, some thunderstorm chances Saturday afternoon across Northern California. Also looking at snow picking up overnight for the Sierra. As we get to 6 a.m., we get that shift happening again with the next low pressure system arriving. Take a look at how much red you're seeing down there, Livermore toward Belmont. Dark red shades there, maybe producing some thunderstorm chances as it starts moving its way up toward the northeast. We're getting downpours at 6 a.m., more snowfall as well. We finally get a about mid-morning break, 9:30 a.m. You're seeing a little bit of a break across our valley spots and some pockets of cool air that open up. This isn't necessarily a good thing because as we get some cooler air in, unstable weather arises. And when that happens, it could create more potential for thunderstorm chances. Looking toward the offshore, you can also see more of the heavy downpours expected to move in by the about lunchtime hour or so. And then finally, as we get to 1 p.m., most of it is gone. You can pretty much expect after 1:32, things will begin clearing up. We'll see some sunshine, but you're also going to be looking at more or less cloudier conditions in the foothills with scattered shower chances, and then still a lot more Sierra snow happening into our Saturday afternoon and evening. We see the winter storm warning, I should say, coming to an end by Saturday night, and then here's our next storm system expected to arrive on Monday. We'll start looking at it in the early morning hours, but your Sunday, let's talk about Sunday. No wet weather, but you will start your morning off with areas of morning fog and then some sunshine by the afternoon. Precipitation totals in the last 24 hours, so this was pretty much throughout your Friday, really wasn't a lot. We saw as much as about 1/10 of an inch to 3/4 or 3/10 of an inch, I should say, up in Auburn, 4/100 of an inch in Sacramento. So not a lot of rain in the last 24 hours. We will see that rain adding up for ourselves as we move through Saturday night. All right, let's take a look at what we can expect in the Futurecast. Now, as we move through our entirety of our Saturday into Sunday, you're only seeing as much as about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain south of Sacramento. But as you get north of Stockton, you can see anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches of rain, with some pocket spots seeing as much as 2 to 2.5 inches. You see between Vacaville and Winters there. A lot of areas that may be seeing a lot of flooding potential. So a little scary for some zones. Make sure you are very well aware of what could be prone to flooding, and you're probably used to that on your streets already. but a lot more rain in a short amount of time. Model snowfall totals, as mentioned, 1 to 3 feet, and that's pretty much what our GFS model is showing. We're seeing anywhere from about 2 feet for areas of Kirkwood, as well as a little over that for Donner, Tahoe City. Some of the highest peaks, though, could get a little bit more, maybe 2.5 feet. I don't see us getting to the 3-foot mark, but in totality, from all the snow we've gotten for the week, yeah, we're definitely going to be hitting that 3 feet of snow within an entire week of snowfall. Okay, finally, temperature-wise, you're saying, all right, we got all this rain, we got all this snow and wind, but are we going to be cold? Well, we'll be okay. We'll be seeing temperatures here right around these upper 40s to low 50s in the foothills. Overnight lows not freezing, but we are going to be right around those mid 40s or so to low 40s in Twain Harte, 38 in Arnold, so a little chillier there. 57 though. Overnight in Ione, actually 52, I should say, that looked like a 7. 52 to 54 degrees. So a lot of our temperatures are not shifting too much more just because we're getting a lot of cloud coverage, consistent temperatures. Bay Area, if you're heading over there for the weekend, at least for Saturday, mid to upper 50s expected. The Valley looking at temperatures right around those mid to upper 50s as well, but overnight lows still in those low 50s. So looking pretty good for overnight temperatures, not too cold. The weather impact alert day for your Saturday for rain, wind, and snowfall. And then we'll finally see some clearing on Sunday. We're just going to get through that morning fog Sunday. And then the afternoon, we'll be looking at more of that sunshine. Finally, Monday, we do have another chance in that morning to start seeing some showers. Won't be quite as bad as our Saturday event, but you'll get a little bit of precipitation. Moving toward next week, we're finally seeing mostly to partly sunny skies, upper 50s to low 60s. Another shot for showers on Saturday. And yes, that is the first day of winter before we start moving toward Christmas week.